All right, in round one, we have the choice, play first. And yes, this hand is actually just fine. Does put us on turn 3 Jace. I think. Well, the problem is Wooded Foothills can't find our second blue mana because we have it in our hand. I still think this hand is worthy of keeping, though. We don't get to do anything super dirty, super fast, but I feel like I'm going to be able to find a 5-drop for Fellows play on turn 3. Well, I already have one, I guess. I can play Moloku on turn 3, which is good. I think we open it up with Breeding Pool tapped. That's scary. Ah, only to cast artifact spells, not activate artifacts. That is good for us, not good for him. Let's get out Mr. Rafellos. We've got straight up 6 drops online next turn. There's a pretty good chance I just return a land to my hand next turn. Although, I mean, yeah, maybe. Just to get the extra beater? I don't know if it's worth it or not. I guess we'll find out. So he still can't even... Okay, he can use his Signet now. I guess if we lose our blue mana... Well, thankfully we don't have a ton of removal. Yeah, but I mean, it's a bit of an issue if we lose our blue mana. Alright, thankfully he didn't use Wasteland. And here's another way to find our second blue mana. So, I think we probably want to deck thin at this point. Although, if I do that, maybe he Wastelands in response. Even if he does, I can still cast Moloku. I'm not going to be able to do Moloku plus Sakura Tribuilder this turn anyway. Do I want to do Sakura Tribuilder, I guess, is a question. But Sakura Tribuilder has to find an island for Jace. Getting Moloku online right now, I guess, isn't necessarily in our best interest anyway. And I feel like if he would have Wastelanded, he would have done it. Let's do Wooded Foothills first for some deck thinning. Let's do Sakura Tribuilder. The problem is, I mean, I can get the land right away. If I got a forest, I can cast Moloku too, but I need this. I need the second blue for Jace, so I think it actually makes more sense to just probably makes sense to attack with Rafellos, see if he blocks it. I mean, he has the Spellskite, so there's really not a ton of reasons to not just block. But I felt like it was a waste because I'm not going to use Rafellos, mostly. Play the Elder. So we find the island at the end of his turn. We'll have Jace online at that point, as well as, well, no, I need to draw another blue to be able to play Moloku. Still need to use one of these to make your signet work. Alright, Worm Coil's it's a scary one. And he can redirect Spellskite as well if I try and Jace bounce. That's worrisome. Now I'm almost thinking not cracking Sakura Tribe Elder is better. Because what does Jace do for me right away if I can't bounce the Worm Coil? It means I have to chump with Rafellos. I don't like that. I think we're going to wait on the Sakura Tribe Elder now. Counterspell. Guess we play Moloku. I'm at 8 mana now, so I guess I'm 1 mana short of Tooth and Nail, and I'm debating whether I just want to get an illusion. I think I do. Maybe I wanted to return the island, actually. Well, it's pretty useful. Three blue mana. Still, I guess we play Jace. Looking for some bombs. Oof. That's not good. It's going to be pretty difficult to Outdamage a worm coil engine. Yeah, I may have actually wanted to keep Moloku back for the Mishra's factory as well. And think about that. Alright, Cackler's not super intimidating. Well, at least he missed the factory attack. But I don't know if I can count on him missing it the next turn. So let's use this yet again. Let's get our, well, I guess we'll do this one again first. Alright, well, it's a little bit better. Let's play our blue mana. Bust out the Thrag Tusk. Guess we'll leave Moloku back. Guess I can double block Worm Coil. Probably want to. Makes sense. We do have Counterspell up, which is nice. And we have a Jace the Mind Sculptor, which is definitely nice. I mean, we have 9 mana, so at this point we can cast everything in our deck. I think that means pretty safely I can bounce a land every turn and not really have any problems per se. No attacks. That's interesting. Figure. Does he have the 6 red necessary? He's currently got 1, 2, 3, 4. He needs 2 more red before he can even get it to its ultimate. I think we'll just let that resolve. I gotta worry about worse things. It never gets trample either, so I think we're okay. I'd prefer to save my counter for something more imminently dangerous. I'm still surprised he hasn't used Wasteland. I'm debating whether I want to just start building towards Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Like, +2ing it. Let's draw some cards here. There we go. All right. Chrome Mox, you can go. You can go. Let's play a land. Let's play Rafellos, or use Rafellos rather. Garrick. I may just want to ultimate pretty soon here. At least build towards it. I mean, we're straight up at Garrick Ultimate. We have Counterspell up, regardless of whether he uses Wasteland or not, which is, I would say, an important distinction. I can use Maloku. I'm getting Wolves. We're in a pretty stabilized board state at the moment. I didn't even... Did he play another red or... No, he played an island, so he still doesn't have the red. Oh, well, that's a red, though. So now he's just what? 2, 3, 4. Oh, I guess he has his 5 red. Well, that's okay. Still a turn away from getting it. And we've got illusions for days. And we're spitting wolves out. Feels like something I'm going to counter. Nicol Bolas? Yeah, I don't think this is resolving. All right, so he's ready to attack now. I think we are going to block. We're going to go Thragtusk Illusion. We lose both, but we end up netting a beast. He gets a couple dudes out of the mix, but I think ultimately it's worth it. Otherwise, I could just chump, but I don't really like that. I think this is a trade I should be willing to make. Wormcoil's not getting easier to deal with. And we've got a winning game plan at the moment, so I think I'm appropriately happy here. And I am going to use Maloku again. Get a wolf. He's tapped out. This feels like a good opportunity to kill figure, actually. Play a land. It's Jace. Could just start Jacing him. Now that I'm ahead on the board, I think that actually makes more sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Prime time. Yes. Guy's Cradle, Island, Garrick, untap, Guy's Cradle, Island. And I should have the army necessary to beat my opponent next turn. I don't really need to play anything else, I don't think. Could play Gaia's or Caryatid, but it doesn't really do anything with Garrick, so I think we're good. We're in chill out mode. End of his turn, we're probably just going to tap Gaia's Cradle and return all of our lands. And overrun for tons and tons of damage. Oh, I guess he has Wasteland for Gaia's Cradle, but I'm not concerned about that. How many attackers do I need? He's at 29. He has a lifelinker. Looks like he's not using Wasteland either, which is interesting. 1... 2... 3... 4... 5... 6... 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 27, 28. Yeah, it's got to be enough. Get a wolf. Play a Gaia's upkeep. Play a Gaia's Cradle. We're going to actually try and Jace bounce the lifelinker. I think even if he does Spellskite to bounce that instead, it's good for us. We're just getting more toughness off the board. I think regardless, he doesn't even... Okay. Well, let's do this. And... So, Nicol Bolas is something. All right. So Grixis with Wasteland. He's got some questionable cards in there, to be sure. Beast Within seems like a good, Beast Within seems like a good out for the old Nicol Bolas. Don't have many others that would be an out for it. Not so good of an out for Wormcoil Engine. I'll be the first to admit. However, maybe this is the spot where Maze of Ith comes in, though, because that's a good stop to Wormcoil Engine. Do I need more blue? Or, I mean, less blue? He does have Wasteland, although he seems reticent to use it. Winter Orb seems very good against him. Since he essentially... No, he didn't hard cast Nicol. I mean, he hard cast it, but it's not like it was just off lands. He definitely uses Signets, so Winter Orb actually might not be that good against him. Granted, he doesn't have creature ramp, but Signets put a bit of a damper on the Winter Orb plan. His deck's a weird mishmash of stuff. I don't think I'm going to be able to effectively lock him with Winter Orb. I think I'm going to take that out. Maze of Ith is almost a spell. I don't feel comfortable dropping a card for that. Or a land for that. Because, yeah, like I said, it's a spell more than a land. It also is good against Figure of Destiny. I think Maze of Ith is actually correct here. Do I want to do Dismember? It does not stop Wormcoil. It stops Figure. Maybe I can dump Dismember, though. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that. Seems like an appropriate swap for Beast Within. They both deal with creatures, but this has the added bonus of dealing with Nicol Bolas, which, like I said, is certainly a big deal. I think this is fine. We'll try this. Okay, game 2. Geez. It's a lot of lands. We're going to keep it. It is a lot of lands, though, admittedly. Maze of Ith could be good. Could get wastelanded this time, but we'll see. Certainly hesitant to play Maze of Ith early. I don't think you ever are supposed to. But it's nice that we've got a turn 3 Garrick, so perhaps make some beast tokens. That's actually a really nice draw. In a land-heavy hand, compulsive research is just what the doctor ordered. Primal Command is also a good card to draw, so let's play a forest, get out our Caryatid. Set up for a Wild Speaker that poops out a beast. That does, I suppose, open him up for removal plus attack Garrick with Mutavault, but let's see what his play is first, I guess. Still don't know what I'm going to find with Primal Command either. I guess if Garrick survives, I'm going to want, like, Drew, I can't think of the stupid name. Deranged Hermit. Because then Overrun with Hermit is pretty sick. Signets, ah yes. The bane of tapping existence. Spellskite, certainly not concerned about that. Signet number 2. Well, now he's only a couple lands away from Mr. Nicol Bolas. But if I can get to 5, I can put it on top of his library and make him shuffle. So I guess I've got that going for me. Yeah, let's just bust out Garrick now, I think. And poop out a beast. Could have gone up to 4, which would be an alternate way to protect from Mutavault, but it just feels like a reasonable opportunity in my mind. I may end up saving Primal Command for a Nicol Bolas. Next turn certainly seems like an appropriate time to compulsive research. I have 7 mana potential if I use untap ability with Garrick next turn, which doesn't mean all that much, I guess. So, like I said, he can burn beast plus attack with Mutavault, which is a pretty good play, but we've still got plenty of card draw going on. I think compulsive is pretty much just going to happen next turn. Like I said, I kind of want to save Primal for something a little spicier. Tezzeret. It's a pretty good one. So you can make Spellskite a 5/5, right? But he decided not to. So I guess technically I can also shuffle Tezzeret away. He missed. I only lose 6 life right now to Tezzeret, so it's not that bad. I probably want to save the Primal Command still, I would guess. Well, Natural Order is pretty sick. So, Natural Order for Deranged Hermit, for Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan's a pretty good one. Deranged Hermit's also pretty good, though. Set up for Garruk Ultimate. That's still a couple turns away. This is interesting. I can't... Oh, I guess I can. We can Compulsive plus Natural Order, so let's Compulsive first. Guess we'll do land. Discard a forest. Play a forest. Untap 2, Natural Order, Deranged Hermit. But the problem is I can't pay the... Well, I guess I could if I got rid of my beast. Well, I'm going to attack Tezzeret. I mean, yeah, it's like a block, but our opponent's behind the clock, so I don't know, making him question plays or making him do things seems like an appropriate move. Alright, now let's untap 2 lands. Play Natural Order. Sack the beast. This way we can pay for Deranged Hermit. I guess I'm actually... I could Behemoth too with Primal Command, or at least, you know, find it. I can't Chrome Mox and play anything, so I guess that's all. This is actually interesting. So next turn I untap 2, I play Raphelos, and I would need a lot of mana to Primal Command plus Crater Hoof, but we'll see if I've got that luxury. Ah, Olivia. I see. Well, looks like Maze of Ith is going to be the play then. No attacks. Alright. So now I'm tempted to not, well, can ping off a couple of my guys. It's pretty good. Guess let's, alright, let's untap. The question is, do I want to pay for the deranged hermit? Probably not, but then again, eating up all of my opponent's resources. Probably don't want to pay for it. So let's draw. Ooh. Jace is pretty good here. Well, let's play Jace. Play Jace. Gonna bounce Olivia. You can pay the land to bounce Spellskite, but it gets a 5/5 off the board, which I think is good. So he decided not to do that. Let's do... I don't think we need Maze of Ith just yet, although if he finds a way to get through with Spellskite... Well, let's untap some lands. Play Raphellos. 8, 9 mana. 10 next turn. 11, 12. That would be enough to do... I think I'm actually going to play an untapped land. I think there's actually a chance that we can Primal plus Craterhoof Behemoth next turn. What is this? 8 mana, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But if I could use Chrome Mox next turn, I believe we'll actually have enough to do Craterhoof. Primal Command, Craterhoof. Okay, unfortunately he did have the land, which means you'll be able to play Olivia as well as ping, which only makes things a little bit more difficult. I still think if we draw... Well, I guess if he kills Raphellos, then I can't do it. I'm a little surprised he's not willing to use... Oh, Dak Faden. So... Why? Well, now I think that's going to be sweet. Now I think we're likely going to be able to play Primal Command plus Crater of Behemoth next turn, unless he kills Rafellos. Okay. Should be good here. Oh, that's interesting. Let's Jace draw first. Tooth and nail too. Well, geez. Now I don't even have to... Yeah, it's pretty insane. Let's put that on top. In the Mox now. Play the land. Right. This should be big. I like it. The fetch to activate the Mutavault. I think he's got a sense of humor. But that's better than being bitter about it. Definitely. Opponent's deck was a bit questionable. I don't like the idea of Rakdos Cackler and, like, I don't know. 3-color with like colorless lands, workshop with what were the artifacts we saw? He missed on Tezzeret a couple times as well, right? He did have the signets and a worm coil and a spell skite. I don't know if that's enough to justify the workshop. And the figure Rakdos with like the manlands plan, it seemed a bit convoluted, but I'm glad our plan worked out. Let's see if we can make it work out a couple more times.